Hi, welcome on to Arsenal Fan TV. This is Transfer Daily. The Transfer Daily is back. We've been doing the World Cup Daily over the past 5 weeks, but now we're back with Transfer Daily. Sorry that I'm coming to you at a slightly earlier time today, but we must do today. Now listen, we're going to get straight into it. The hottest rumour that's out there at the moment, you all know what it is. It's all about Sami Khedira. Is he coming or isn't he? If you go through the papers today and look around social media, on one counts, a lot of people are saying that he's definitely coming, and then there's other people casting a bit of doubt on it. There's one thing's for sure, it does look like he's on the move. Marca, which is the Spanish newspaper that is very, very close to Real Madrid, have come out and said that, you know, Khedira is going to be allowed to leave. So it seems like almost inevitable that he's going to be leaving the club. Now, the #1 club that's in for him, the club that has made him the #1 target, is Arsenal. And the sticking point at the moment seems to be the wages. I mean, the Daily Mirror newspaper coming out today and saying that Arsenal are ready to pull out of the whole deal because they're not prepared to pay Sami Khedira £150,000 per week wages and make him their highest earner at the club, even higher than Ozil and Alexis Sanchez. But then on the other hand, as I said, Marca saying that Khedira is on the move. Sky Bet, Sky Sports and their Sky Bet, they have slashed the odds on Khedira going to Arsenal to 1-7. So that means that they must be pretty sure that Arsenal are in with a really major shout of getting him. I mean, the other club that's many people have been saying that he may go to is Chelsea. Their betting is out to 8-1. So it seems that, like, you know, these bookies, they don't get a lot wrong, and they seem to be quite confident that it's going to be Arsenal that pull the deal over the line, should I say? But it's looking like a tricky one at the moment because of the high demand for the wages. As I said, £150,000 a week. That is a lot of money. However, when you think about it, you think of players like, and I'm not saying he's as good as Yaya Toure, but you think of Yaya Toure when he went to Manchester City, he's like on £250,000 a week, and you think Khedira, defensive midfielder or box-to-box midfielder, whatever you want to call him, but just won the World Cup, just won the Champions League with Real Madrid. He's going to demand high wages. So I suppose also looking at it, they're trying to get those wages down because that, you know, if his wages come in above Ozil and Alexis Sanchez, it won't be long before both of them will be knocking on the door and saying, listen, we want a pay rise. So I can see Arsenal's understanding behind it, but I really hope that they can get this one across the line because it would be a major, major signing for Arsenal. The other one that we've been, it seems like we've been talking about this one for weeks. We all know it's going to happen. It's just when. And that's Matthew Debuchy. A lot of experts were saying that it was going to happen yesterday. It didn't. It will happen, I think, one day this week. I think the sticking point on that one is Newcastle are just trying to get their replacement player, and I think it's that Jan from the Holland team. That's who they're really keen on signing. They're just trying to bring him in, and then the Matthew Debuchy deal can be announced. Debuchy coming in as a new right back. But very interestingly, Arsenal also looking at Callum Chambers. They've been looking at him for a while. Southampton player, right back as well. Arsenal really, really interested in him. Been interested in him all summer. Now, if they brought him in, where does that put Carl Jenkinson? You know, I mean, the rumours are that they may get Callum Chambers and then send Carl Jenkinson out on loan because they want Jenkinson to be playing week in, week out. They think that Jenkinson has a big future at the club, but they want him playing week in, week out. There's also been rumours going around that Arsene Wenger might convert Carl Jenkinson into a centre-half, which is very interesting. I don't know. I think he'd be wasted there because of his pace down the wings. But apparently that's another option that Arsenal are looking at, and certainly they're going to need cover in that area. But at the moment, Callum Chambers is another one that is being touted for a move to Arsenal. Although, as we heard from Southampton, they said they're not willing to let any more of their young players go. We're going to have to watch the space on that one. David Ospina, I was telling you about this one last week. I told you that a mate of mine who's very, very close to an ex-Arsenal player who's very, very close to the club, said to me that that's Arsenal's #1 target. And then since then, it's emerged that Arsenal are willing to pay the £3.5 million to bring in David Ospina to Arsenal. That is their #1 goalkeeping target. They were very interested in David Marshall from Cardiff, but the valuation from Cardiff of up to 15 million, Arsenal were like, no way. So David Ospina played in goal for Colombia in the World Cup. Seems to be the player that Arsenal are interested in. They were even interested in him even before the World Cup. So the fact that he had a good World Cup has only enhanced his position, and he would provide very, very good competition for Wojciech Szczesny. And Santi Cazorla, I think this is good news. Santi Cazorla, we met him last week down there at the kit launch. Really, really nice guy as well, by the way, as well as being a brilliant player. He's more or less confirmed that he's staying at Arsenal. There were these rumours going around that he may leave Arsenal to go to Atletico Madrid. Well, he was asked, and these are his quotes, when asked about if he's staying at Arsenal, he said, "I'm happy here." He said, "I want to play for Arsenal for more years. Of course, next year I'm going to play for Arsenal." So, you know, that I think discounts any rumours at all that Santi Cazorla is going to be leaving to go to Atletico Madrid. And I kind of thought, even when I heard the rumours at the time, that there's no way that Arsenal would allow that to happen. He's still got years on his contract. And if he was going to go, surely then they would have took the option and bought in Cesc Fabregas. Incidentally, nobody talking about that Cesc Fabregas thing anymore, the fact that we bought in Alexis Sanchez. That's why I suppose we've got to have a bit of patience sometimes. Last thing I've got to talk about is Jack Wilshere. Listen, we've seen the pictures today of Jack Wilshere. He's on the holiday over there in Las Vegas, and he's been caught smoking again. Now, he's been caught smoking before, caught smoking again now. I feel a bit sorry for him because, listen, at the end of the day, you're on holiday, you're chilling out, you want your privacy. He's amongst his friends. They're in a pool, and he's had a cheeky little... It doesn't look to me like he's been smoking. It was more like somebody sort of passed him a cigarette and he's had a little drag out of it. Come on, he's only a young guy. And there's also another picture of like some drink being poured down his mouth. Now, you can look on this two ways, right? You can look on it and say, listen, he's a young guy. He's on holiday. He's had a hard season. He's at the World Cup. He just wants to chill out with his mates. Just wants to have a bit of fun and relax. You can look on it that way. You can also look on it the other way and say, well, you know what? You really need to get your act together, mate, because, you know, number one, there's loads of midfielders at the club and people are beginning to question your position because you've been injured a lot and you didn't have the greatest of seasons last year, and you really, really, really need a big season this year to cement your place at Arsenal. So smoking and stuff like that should be the last thing on your mind. But it's a hard one. As I said, the guy's on holiday and he's in his privacy, and come on, I don't know. I don't think we should make too much out of this. As I said, it just looked like he was having a quick drag off of a cigarette. It's how he comes back after pre-season. If he comes back fit, he hasn't put on loads of weight, he's rearing to go, I'm sure, you know, I think it's something minor. But of course, when the pictures are all over, and you know nowadays with the internet and social media, pictures like that go viral instantly. When it's all over the place, it does put you in a problem. And you can see why sometimes footballers are so private and don't want to say the wrong thing and don't want to, you know, sort of go amongst the public because they're so scared of these sort of things happening. So Jack Wilshere, I don't know. I think let's give him a pass on this one. I don't think it's nothing major. Let's just get into a few of your comments here. Mr. Salamin Cisco says we need a holding midfielder, Schneiderlin, not a box-to-box midfielder like Khedira. Listen, Khedira can do both. We saw him in the World Cup. He can attack when, like against Brazil. As I was saying the other day, even though he was playing sort of holding midfielder in that game, he saw all the open space out in front of him and thought, well, why not? And he got forward. But he can be disciplined and sit back in front of that back four and protect as well. So, and at the end of the day, there's sort of the defensive midfielder role. A lot of people think, yeah, you just got to sit there and don't move. There are some defensive midfielders who play that way. There are others that play a sort of combination of both, and I think Khedira is that. Any updates? This is Rex. He says, any updates on Wenger going for Marco Royce? Sorry. I haven't heard anything of Arsenal going for Royce. Royce is injured at the moment. I heard a rumour today that Liverpool are trying to sign Royce. I just can't see Royce at the moment leaving Borussia Dortmund to go to Liverpool or Arsenal at the moment, especially as he's injured. I don't think that's gonna. I don't think he'll be going anywhere at all this transfer window. La Decima, Madrid, and he's obviously a Real Madrid fan. He says, Ozil, come back to Madrid. Sorry, mate. Sorry, he's not going nowhere. Chuck Norris says, I think it's confirmed that we're going to get Khedira. Chuck Norris is also saying he's heard that Khedira on Sky Sports News that that's going to be happening. Connor Boyle is saying, is the Remy deal going to happen again with the Loic Remy deal? Apparently that's again another wages issue. Arsenal are not happy with the amount of wages that he's demanding. I know, as I've said to you guys for a while, that's a deal that Arsenal definitely wanted to happen, but apparently that's the snag at the moment, are the wages. Taylor Winter says, I have a feeling that this will be a great season for Arsenal since we have such a strong squad now. I can see us winning everything. Signing Khedira will bolster our squad as well. Let's go, Arsenal. Listen, even though we get Khedira, it's going to be difficult. Take a look around at Chelsea's squad. Have a look at what Manchester United are doing. It's still going to be a really tough season, but no doubt with the sort of players we're bringing in, it's going to give us a good shout. Let's get into just a couple more. There's loads coming in, and thanks for this, because I know I've come to you surprisingly early today. So thanks that there's so many of you. Alex says, funny how quickly the Balotelli thing died down. I think as soon as Wenger came out and said that, you know, he's definitely not interested, and the way he said it, I think we all knew that that deal was not going to happen. Michael says, since Cruz has gone to Real Madrid, doesn't that mean it's more likely that Khedira will come to the Emirates? Yes, it does. And as I said, Marca, the newspaper that's very close to Real Madrid, are reporting that he is going to be allowed to go. Chris Bell says Corker would be a great investment and impact at the club. Again, I agree with that. I think Stephen Corker would be a very, very good signing. Matthew Peachnick says, keep up the great work, Robbie. Thank you very much. Rex also says Sanogo might go out on loan. I don't know. I think let's keep him. We need to have 4 strikers, so I'd keep him. And Aneem Related says Khedira is asking £200,000 a week. He said that's insane. Listen, the market nowadays of players, he's just won the World Cup, he's just won the Champions League. These guys want to get paid. You know, it's a short career. We don't understand it because the money's like, you know, crazy. But listen, these guys, you know, they've got agents around them who'll be saying to them, listen, get the maximum. Guna779 says Schneiderlin is the perfect man for Arsenal. A lot of people like Schneiderlin. Sorry, I prefer Khedira. Space Guna222 says Bender is world class. He said he'd rather Bender. Christian A's also say, any news on Lars Bender? Apparently he's option number 2 for Arsenal. If it's not Khedira, it's Bender. Let me just do one more. There's a Chelsea fan who's infiltrated here. HDF Football Galore says, yo, go Chelsea. We're going to do you this year, mate. We're going to do you. Benny Boys, last one here. Benny Boys NZ says, will we still go for Griezmann? That's very interesting. I mean, I thought, looking at Griezmann in the World Cup, brilliant player, and I thought to myself, just like exactly an Arsene Wenger signing. Looks just like an Arsene Wenger signing, but we haven't really heard much news on it. We do know that Griezmann has not signed a new contract with Real Sociedad. And I thought to myself, because Arsenal were doing so much business with this whole Vela thing with Real Sociedad, that maybe that could have been something that's in the pipeline. We have to wait and see. But now that they've brought in Alexis Sanchez, maybe they're not going to go for it. Maybe they're not. Let's do this last one here. Brandon says, according to a newspaper that has confirmed that all of Nice's transfers before, David Ospina is coming for 3.4 million. And as I said to you the other day, that's the one that I've heard that's definitely going to happen. We just have to wait and see. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily today. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to check out all of our videos on Arsenal Fan TV. And don't forget to keep subscribing. We're nearly at 100,000 subscribers. We're going to be doing something special when we get to 100,000. So if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe here to Arsenal Fan TV and have a great day.